Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is Secret Life of a Seamstress. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. My channel is all about sewing and crafting with some knitting thrown in and talking all about what I've been making. So I'd love you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if you do enjoy lots of sewing and craft content. If you are a regular viewer and subscriber, thank you so much for watching again today. I hope you're all really well and that you've had a really good week. So in today's video I'm going to be talking all about my plans for the Make 9 challenge. So if you're not familiar with the Make 9 challenge, it's described as a gentle self-guided challenge for makers, and the idea behind it is that at the beginning of the year, or whenever you want to really, you choose 9 things that you would like to make within that year or that time frame, and you post them up on Instagram using the hashtag Make9 and the year. So this year it's Make 9 2021. And you post a grid style picture of 9 photos of things that you're going to aim to make that year. So this is a challenge that I've kind of kept track of other people doing on Instagram before, and I've followed along with other makers doing and taking part in the Make 9, and I've found it really lovely to see people on there making journeys and the things they've made, and it's really good for sort of inspiration and getting ideas for pattern and fabric pairings and things like that. So it's been something that I've followed along with in the past, but it's not been something that I've taken part in before. So the reason that I haven't taken part in the past before is that sometimes I feel a little bit pressured by a list. I feel like I have to get those things done, and if I don't get them done then I feel a bit like I've failed. And last year I wasn't quite in the mental place with my sewing to be able to feel like that. I didn't want to feel like that. So that's why I haven't taken part so far. But this year I felt like I just wanted that bit of focus. So last year I made a lot of dresses and sort of floaty woven type garments, which haven't been worn very much due to the lockdown situation and everything else that's gone on and plans being changed. But a lot of my kind of shop bought loungewear and outerwear has been worn. So I thought that this year doing Make 9 would give me a little bit more focus, and it would also challenge me to try a few new techniques that I maybe have shied away from in the past. So I'll just pop up a picture of my 9 things that I'm hoping to make up here, and this is a picture that I'm going to be putting on Instagram with the hashtag Make9 2021. Just to say that these aren't in any particular order, they're definitely not in the order that I'm hoping to make them or anything like that. I've just pictured them like this because I thought they looked prettiest that way in the square. So as you can see, there's a few different kind of, there's quite a mix of variety of things on there, so I'm just going to talk through the different patterns that are on there with you now. So the first thing that I'm hoping to make in 2021 is a coat. A coat has been on my to make list for a long while now, but I've shied away from it just because I know that it's going to be such a big job and there's going to be lots of sort of techniques in there that I'm going to need to learn. I know that it's going to be a slow sew and I'm going to have to make a twirl and do lots of fitting and things like that. So it's something that I've kind of shied away from in the past. But this year I just feel like I'm ready to give it a try. So the coat I'm planning to make this year is the I Am Merlin coat by I Am Patterns. And I have talked in a bit more detail about this pattern and the fabric that I'm going to use for it in a recent fabric haul video, so I'll link that down below if you are interested in hearing a bit more about the fabric choices and things I'm going to be using. So I feel like I've given myself a bit of a challenge with this pattern for my first coat. I loved it when I saw it come out, I loved the style of it and I really wanted to give it a go, and unusually for me I bought this pattern straight away without giving it too much thought. And now I'm wondering if I've made the right decision for my first coat pattern because I Am Patterns are a French company, so the instructions in the instruction booklet are quite vague and I can't find any sew-alongs or anyone really that's made this coat to get any sort of reviews or opinions on it. It does include a couple of techniques that I've never done before, like welt pockets and sewing in a lining all in one piece and things like that. So I think it's going to be a challenge, let's say, especially for my first coat. But I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to make a twirl with a bed sheet and just sort of practice some of the techniques that I've not used before, and I'm also going to try and get the fit right before I cut into my lovely fabric. So this one's going to be probably the biggest challenge, the biggest make on my Make 9 list. But if I can do it and if I can master it, I know that I'll be so proud and I'll be better off because I would have learned some new techniques. So that's number 1 on my list. It's the I Am Merlin coat pattern by I Am Patterns. The second pattern on my Make 9 list is the Toaster Sweater by Sew House 7. So this is a sweater pattern that I've had on my wish list for a while now, but I haven't bought it because recently I've bought quite a lot of different sweatshirt patterns, and I didn't feel that at that time I could justify buying another one. But I think this pattern does have a few different sort of variations on the other sweatshirt patterns that I've bought. The version that I really like is the cropped style, so I like the sort of high neck cropped style sweater with the deep cuffs and deep waistband. And I just think that will be really nice, and it is a little bit different from, say, the Linden sweatshirt or the Binny sweatshirt that I bought recently. So I'm really looking forward to having a go at this pattern. I've seen lots of lovely versions around online and I've been really swayed by what other people have made, and I just keep thinking to myself, I really love the look of that, I really want to give it a go. So I put that on my Make 9 and I'm hoping to sew it up in something really soft and cosy like this mustard melange sweatshirt knit from Abacum Fabrics. And this is actually just the mustard colourway of the pink sweatshirt fabric that I showed in my most recent fabric haul video, and that fabric is just such a super soft cosy fabric that I think I'll just be buying the mustard colourway to make up this sweater in. So number 3 on my Make 9 list is the Carolyn Pajama set by Closet Core Patterns. So I mentioned that I wanted to make up this pyjama set in my recent fabric haul video. I definitely need to make more handmade pyjamas. I have a lot of shop bought pyjamas and I'm definitely wearing more pyjamas recently since we've been in lockdown. I think we all are wearing more loungewear and nightwear around the house than we maybe normally would be. So I really wanted to get some sort of pretty handmade sets in my wardrobe. I love the style of this Carolyn pyjama set. So to me it looks kind of vintagey. I really like the button down top. I'll probably make the shorts version because I do get quite hot in bed, although I do like the look of the long sleeve top and bottoms as well. So maybe I'll put that on the list after I've tried the shorts version. I did mention the fabric that I already have in my recent fabric haul video, which I'm going to be using as a test for this pyjama set when my pattern arrives. But I would really love to get another cotton version made up to in this amazing sunglasses print. This is from Minerva, so I'll pop a picture of it up here, but I just think this print is really, really lovely, and I probably wouldn't be brave enough to wear this out maybe, but I think as a pyjama set it would look really good. So that is number 3 on my list, the Carolyn Pajamas by Closet Core Patterns. By the way, if you have made up any of the patterns that I'm talking about and you have any tips for putting them together, do let me know in the comments below, just so that I can have a heads up on how to make them and any tips you might have. So number 4 on my list, my Make 9 list, is actually a knitting pattern. So the pattern I've put on the list is the Whitmore sweater by Taylor S Studios. So I've followed Taylor S Studios for quite a while. She used to be called the Little Taylor S. She posts a lot of sewing makes, vintagey style sewing makes, and recently she's been posting and writing more knitting patterns, and I absolutely love the style of this jumper sweater. And last year I mastered the technique of knitting in the round, which I've wanted to learn for quite a while. Definitely not perfect at it, and I do need more practice to get the tension right and everything. But for a long while now I've wanted to try knitting a jumper in the round, and this jumper is sort of what I'm aiming for in life. In my knitting life, this jumper is what I'm aiming for. So I've put it on my list as like an aim, like a future aim. I think for my first jumper knitted in the round I'll maybe find a plain jumper pattern that I can just have a practice of the techniques for before I dive into this one with the lace pattern and everything. But I've put it on my list, as I say, just for something to aim for, and just so that it will kind of give me the motivation to sort of keep practicing my knitting and getting better all the time at learning new techniques and knitting in the round and knitting lace patterns and things. So that is the Whitmore sweater by Taylor S Studio. And at the moment I've just paired it with this beautiful pink yarn from Drops, which I think it would look beautiful in. Number 5 on my list is actually a shorts pattern. So I've never made a fitted pair of shorts or trousers, and it's really something that I would like to try. I have been a bit put off by the possible fitting issues with shorts and trousers, but I think that this year I really need to bite the bullet and just make a pair of shorts or trousers. And in the summer I do wear a lot of shorts, and most of my shorts, well all of my shorts actually, are shop bought, so it'd be really nice to have a couple of handmade pairs of shorts. And the pattern I'm going to be aiming for is the Jessa shorts pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. So this pattern comes in a full length pair of trousers, or you can have it as a pair of shorts. The Jessa shorts and trousers pattern by Tilly and the Buttons has a kind of 70s feel. I really like the sort of flared style of the shorts. So that's what I've decided to go for my shorts pattern. This pattern also involves a fly zipper as well, which is something that I've never tried. So that'll be a new technique to learn too. So I'm really excited to have a go at these. I'm a little bit nervous because it is something new, but I think that if I can tackle making a pair of shorts and doing a fly zipper and things, then it will just be something else that I have kind of under my sewing belt, and I'll stop being scared of trousers and shorts and things, and I'll want to make them more. So the fabric that I think I'm going to be pairing this shorts pattern with is something similar to this stretch denim fabric by Higgs and Higgs, this one is, but I want like a really bright stretch denim because I think that will look really lovely and it will pair nicely with like my handmade tops and blouses and things. I've definitely got an image in my head of what I want these shorts to look like, so I'm really excited to get on with those. Sixth on my list is the Rosco Blouse by True Bias Patterns. So the Rosco Blouse is a really pretty blouse. It can be made as a dress as well. It's a kind of long sleeve, to me it feels like a bit of a gypsy-ish style blouse. It's kind of gathered around the neck and brought in with bias binding where it can tie at the neck. And to me this just looks like a really pretty floaty spring and summer blouse. And you know that I love to make this kind of thing, so I'm really excited to give this a try. And I think it would look amazing in this lovely Atelier Brunette print, which I'm going to put up now. And yeah, I really think that would be just lovely to wear in spring and summer. So I'm looking forward to giving that one a go. That was just something totally unnecessary really. There's not anything particularly new on that pattern for me to learn or anything. I just really like the look of it, so I thought I'd add it to the list. So seventh on my list is something that I mentioned I wanted to make in my most recent video, and it's the Hudson pants by True Bias Patterns also. So the Hudson pants are such a popular loungewear pattern at the moment. I've seen so many lovely versions around online and I'm really excited to give them a try. But there's just something about the Hudson pants that I really like. I like the kind of skinny leg style of them, and they can also be made in a cropped leg length or a long leg length. And I really like that as well, and I think that would be good for spring and summer, particularly if we're still in lockdown by then, because we're all about the loungewear at the moment. Well, we are in this house anyway. So the more loungewear I can have in my life at the moment, the better. I'll probably end up making all this loungewear and then we'll come out of lockdown and I'll be able to wear all my pretty dresses again. That would be just typical, wouldn't it? But anyway, the Hudson pants are just something that I really want to try. I'm not used to making loungewear and I'm getting more used to using knit, so I just think the more knit garments I can make and practice with, the better really. And I think that they would look absolutely lovely in this wine coloured, I think it's claret, the colourway, French Terry by Lady McElroy. I found this on the Minerva website, so I think I'm going to pick some of that up to give my first pair a try with. That's the Hudson pants by True Bias. So next I have 8th on my list, a pretty dress, yay! So I'm sure if you're on Instagram you would have seen many versions of this pattern around online. It's the McCall 7969 and I want to make version A. So this dress is just a beautiful kind of floaty summer dress with big puffy sleeves and a kind of V wrap style bodice and a gathered skirt. And I just think it looks so pretty and it's just one of those things. I've been totally caught up on the Instagram bandwagon. I've seen so many lovely versions. I really want to give my own version a try. So so that made it onto the list as well. I had to have a dress on there somewhere, didn't I? And that's the dress that made it to the list. So I'm going to give this one a try in a lovely floaty viscose, and I found this really lovely one on the Minerva website again. I think it's another Lady McElroy actually, I will link it down below. But it's a kind of olivey green colour with like a beigey kind of cream floral print all over it, and I really like that, and I thought it would pair really well with this pattern. It's kind of a similar colour to the one that the model is wearing on the front of the pattern, which I think looks really nice. So I'm excited to give this pattern a go. I always love to make a pretty dress for spring and summer, and that's what I've chosen for my make 9. So that is the McCall 7969, and I'm going to do version A, although I do love the look of the other versions on the pattern cover as well. So that brings me to the last item on my make 9 list, number 9, and it is the Marlowe sweater by True Bias again. I'm obviously loving their patterns at the moment, so you may have seen recently that True Bias brought out this cardigan sweater pattern, and I just absolutely loved it. So I've been wanting to make a fabric cardigan for a while now, but none of the patterns that I've seen around have appealed to me particularly. But I really like the cropped style of this Marlowe sweater, and because it's a cardigan and I've never sewn a cardigan before, I thought it would be a good one to add on to my make 9 because it's something different. And yeah, it's just something kind of nice and easy and casual to wear. Hopefully it will take me through to spring and summer, but it'll also be good for sort of the end of the winter months as well. And the fabric that I think would pair really nicely with this is this beautiful navy kind of rib knit fabric. I found this on the Satisfaction website. And I just think that would pair really nicely, and it looks like it's been knitted. It's that kind of fabric that looks like it's been knitted, so it would be really interesting. It'd be something different for me to work with. I've not worked with a fabric like that before, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving that pattern a try too. Let me know if you've tried that pattern because it is quite a new one. I know that lots of people loved the pattern when it came out and have made it up already, so if you have made it up, let me know how you found it. So that concludes my make 9 plans for 2021. I'm really excited to be taking part in the challenge this year actually. It's really good to see what other people have chosen, what patterns they've chosen, what fabrics they're planning to make their garments with. What do you think of the patterns that I've chosen? Do let me know down below, and also let me know if you're taking part in Make 9 because I'd love to pop along and follow you as well, either on YouTube or on Instagram or wherever you're sharing. For my next video, I think I'm going to be sharing a makes video, sharing everything that I've been making in January and at the end of December. So enjoy your day, whatever you're doing. Do leave me a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, and do subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!